Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, if you're a new subscriber or a long time subscriber, then hey, bitch. And if you're not a new subscriber or a long time subscriber, then you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscription button. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, this episode was okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So Wendy and Robyn can be seen on the phone having quick small talk regarding Portugal and what's taking place between Candiace and Monique, and they're looking forward to seeing how all of this is going to play out. Meanwhile, you got Candiace at the house over there trying to pack her bags and all this other stuff. She's still pressed by the fact that Monique had the audacity, she had the gall to go and try and file a countersuit against her, okay? So Candiace is still pressed about that, but she's going to leave everything on the shelf where it's at, and she's going to really try to enjoy herself while she's out in Portugal. So Karen and Monique decided they're gonna link up to see each other and have girl talk because they haven't seen each other in a while, okay? So they get there, they hug up or whatever. Monique like, listen, I know what Ashley told me about Karen, but I'm gonna give Karen the opportunity to defend herself and explain herself, okay? Before I would attack her like I would attack Candiace, okay? So I'm gonna just give her the opportunity to say what it is that she gonna say. Okay, and we just gonna see what it is and what it's gonna be. What's up, and I say with me. That's what we gonna do. Okay, then cool. So Karen comes in, she hugs on her, she sits down, and she's like, oh girl, well listen, let me go ahead and get this out, honey. I'm gonna go ahead and get it out because I already know. Okay, let me just tell you, okay? Listen, Ashley invited us to go on the trip, honey. Yes, girl, she invited all the ladies, but you were not invited. Okay, Monique was like, oh, she did. So she invited you. Okay, well, girl, listen, okay? I'm not even gonna be pressed about it, honey. It's for the best, okay? It's for the best. I don't need to be in no more drama right now. I'm really focused on my family, you know. Right, well, I know I was already focused on them, you know what I'm saying? Which was one of my issues that I kept complaining about was the fact that, you know, I'm always doing this for my husband and doing for my kids, you know what I'm saying? But I know I've been doing it, but I'm just saying right now, like, that's my focus again. You know, I'm focusing on them again, you know, because that's my life and, you know, it is what it is. I ain't got time for no drama, girl, okay? So they having small talk. Monique said, but since we talking about that girl, let me go ahead and tell you what Ashley said. You know, I had my event and Karen's like, oh girl, I'm so sorry, I could not be there. She said, girl, it's fine. Ashley came, Ashley was on the program, it was what it was, but she did tell me, you know, about what all was happening, you know, with Candiace or whatever. But she said that you had told Candiace that you would have pressed charges. Okay? And then Karen said, girl, let me tell you, honey, I'm just telling you about me, honey, what I would have done. Okay, I'm older than y'all. I don't know how to throw them hands or them blows. That's not what I do. Okay, let's be very clear about that, girl. So if somebody had attacked me or done anything, girl, they would be in jail. Security, okay, because that's the only thing I know how to do. Okay, so I mean, girl, I can't really help you. You know, it is what it is, you know. But my friendship with, you know, Candiace is a bit fractured because of this situation. You know, we're okay, you know, but we're not like this. But we, you know what I'm saying? That's how it is. And then Monique said, well, girl, listen, I just want you to understand that, you know, you ain't gotta feel awkward. You know what I'm saying? That you're trying to be friends with both of us. Like, it ain't even gotta be like that. I want you to know, I ain't got no issue with you. You want to be cool with her, whatever. Like, you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna affect what we doing over here or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you like this, girl, you may want to be careful, honey, because you know, girl, me and her was in that same boat like about a year ago, girl, and she started acting up, and you know I had to put them hands on her this year. So, girl, I'm just telling you, just be careful, okay? You just be real careful about that situation. So, Monique is trying to warn Karen about Candiace as if Karen doesn't already know how Candiace is and all this other stuff, okay? So she's highly aware, but I think she just receives what Monique said, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So Ashley is at the house with Michael. She's packing her bags, getting everything together because Ashley is about to go on this trip. Her best friend Eve is gonna be there to watch baby Dean, but she gonna have a baby during the day and Michael gonna have a baby in the evening time. Okay, so she started asking him questions about what's gonna happen and this and that to make sure he's on board and that he understands. Okay. And he said he's going to be putting baby Dean to sleep and all this other stuff, okay? So Ashley is a bit worried, but she's trying to be calm. She really doesn't want to leave baby Dean, but she also, I'm sure, don't want to leave Michael, okay? Because she don't know what he's going to be doing behind her back. So she really pressed about that. But, you know, she got to keep these coins coming in from the show, so she got to go do what it is she got to do. Now, Ashley also brings up to Michael, like, you know, I'm having this trip with the girls, but I did not invite Monique. I ain't invite her, but look, I don't want her to think that I'm being malicious or anything about it. So I guess I got to tell her, but I guess Karen just beat me to the punch. But I'm going to go ahead and have a sit down with her, have a conversation because, you know, Monique had my back. Yeah, Monique had your back. Okay, when it came down to Michael grabbing on S's and stuff like that in the basement, and then Monique got up there and said, no, it wasn't any footage. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. I didn't even know they had any footage. Whatever. We don't even have cameras in our basement. Girl, that big ass property that you got, you want me to believe that you got cameras everywhere but in the basement? Oh, okay then, girl. Okay. So, Ashley felt as though Monique really had her back with that. Like, Monique could have really snitched on us. She really could have told the truth about you, Michael. She really could have put you out there, you know? But she didn't. So, you know, I feel bad. So I'm going to make sure that I have the conversation with her. Okay? Aside from that, she even mentioned that Monique is the person that knows about their relations with others outside of their marriage. Okay? And y'all know how they put the camera on Mo, and I was glad that they do it because they keep showing Mo on the screen, but they also keep showing her when she's a liar. Okay? So for all y'all people that don't believe this girl's a liar, she is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So when Ashley said, oh, well, me and Michael, when they were back at the barn, me and Michael, you know, we've had, you know, other people in our relationships and we've done this and that. Here go, Mo. Oh, wow. Wow. I say thank you, Bravo, for your services, okay? And informing us and confirming with us that Monique will lie at the drop of a dime, just like she sat on that couch and lied about not having no footage of this man grabbing asses. But okay, girl, because as soon as you and Ashley flip on each other, because that's bound to happen in this friendship group, y'all gonna turn on each other and some stuff's gonna happen. Monique gonna be pulling that footage out on y'all. It's okay. She's gonna be rolling that beautiful bean footage, and I'm gonna be up here cackling. Please hear me clearly, hear me loudly. That's gonna be me, okay? And then Ashley gonna say, if Bo didn't tell me that she really regretted, you know, what she did, I wouldn't be having her back. Ashley, pew, shut up, girl, okay? That's not what it is. The reason that she did what she did to Candiace, y'all became friends over a common enemy. Let's be very clear about that, boo, okay? So it ain't no fact that, oh, she really regretted what she did. She really regretted what she did, but she never apologized to her, even when the law got involved. When the law got involved, you should have apologized to her even more to get her to drop the charges, okay? But you didn't. Okay, girl, so you had no intentions, and to this day, you didn't apologize to her. So to this day, you don't regret anything that you did. And when we get to the reunion mode, I don't want to hear no apologies, okay? I want you to stand in the truth that you've been standing in for the past year. On the fact that you don't give a damn, okay? And that you not sorry, not sorry. At all, and just standing there like you've been standing there, girl. Don't get on the reunion and try to sincerely apologize and force those tears, because we don't want to see it. We want to see the Monique that you've been. Okay, let's be clear about that, girl. But all right, so the ladies finally arrived to Portugal. Okay, they over there having conversations with their families, let everybody know we made it, we touched down, like it's grand, everything is beautiful. Okay, they get ready to have dinner. We see that ironically Gizelle and Karen are dressed alike. Girl, y'all dressed alike and Karen still beat you in the fashions. Okay, girl, we just gonna move on, okay? So Wendy had to bring up her degree again, okay? Because that's still unsettling for her to have Karen throw shade. She said, speaking of degrees, let me break the ice with everybody. I want to tell a cute story, a funny story, okay? So I want to tell you guys about my dad, you know, who came over to America to live out the American dream, okay? And he was able to work at this restaurant, and this happened and that happened. And because that restaurant allowed him to, you know, live out the American dream and be who he needed to be to his family, he named his second daughter after that restaurant. And everybody started cackling, okay? Because Wendy came from Wendy's, okay? So I'm like, okay then, girl, if that's what you know what I'm saying? If that's what you need to get by, all right? I don't know what life was like for your father over there in Nigeria or whatever. So if that's in his book, one of the best things, okay then, girl, okay? But Wendy, you might want to go ahead and invest in you one of them franchise, okay? And make sure people go over there and support you over there too. Okay, girl, but all right. So Karen says, well, you know, I'm really appreciative of you sharing that story with us because, you know, as I've said before, Wendy, I really think highly of education. Here goes Gizelle me saying, no, you don't, because if you did, you wouldn't have came at hers. Karen said, Gizelle, I've never come at her. Wendy said, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Gizelle, ain't nobody talking to you. Shut up. Okay? She wasn't talking to you with your mess ass. okay? She wasn't talking to you. Why would you feel the need to butt in that conversation? And I was really happy to see Karen say what she said. I liked the Wendy story. You know what I'm saying? Even though people crack jokes about it, like I liked the fact that her story, because that was Wendy opening up a little bit more. And then Karen receiving what she had to say about that. Like you could tell that Karen was trying to make some type of connection with Wendy, but Gizelle does not want that at all. So she jumped in that. Okay, but Karen got your ass by the end of that dinner though. Okay, girl. But I see both sides. So I am kind of on Gizelle's side with something. We're gonna get into it. So yeah, like I didn't like that. Like Gizelle, shut up. Just shut up. Just be quiet. Let them have their moment. Okay. So then Wendy gets smart, right? Wendy gets smart with Karen and just like, you know, I don't want to talk about this anymore. You know, I'm shutting it down. You know, it's like a little button. I just boop. You know, she didn't want to have any more words with Karen. So she's over Karen. She's tired of Karen and her facade and whatever else she be putting up. And I don't blame Wendy fully, because it does seem like Karen has an issue, an unidentified issue with Wendy. However, I feel like Karen was trying to bond with Wendy in that moment, and here go slew-footed Gizelle decided to open up her mouth and she ruined the moment. But okay, girl. Gizelle asked Ashley, how is everything going with you, girl? You know, and Ashley said, everything's going great. You know, I'm feeling better. My, you know, slit in the back has healed up. You know, we're back on track. I'm feeling really good about things. And Gizelle's like, are you sure? You know, because things went from 40 to 60 to 100 like really quickly, you know. And it was like she was all in that girl business, but Ashley is an open book about that too. So it's like, I mean, okay, Ashley gonna let her bring it up, talk about it. Ashley also says, like, you know, but I've moved past the drama that's going on with my relationship, girl. I'm looking forward. I'm looking ahead. I'm looking ahead to this other baby I'm finna have by this man, so I can lock it down even further, girl. Like, that's what I'm on right now. Robyn says something I really can appreciate. Robyn tells her, she said, girl, listen, I need you to stop taking on the responsibility of his issues. That ain't got to do with you. Okay? Like, yeah, we have our babies or whatever. Like, he got to still step up and do his part or whatever. So I can appreciate the advice that Robyn was trying to give to her. Like, stop taking the responsibility for this man's fault. And Robyn can speak to that because she can relate to that when she was dating or married to Juan earlier on, when she had her, I think her first child or maybe her second child. She's dealt with the infidelity and things like that. And she was really like taking on the responsibility as if it was her fault and it was this and da-da-da-da. And she's like, no, girl, don't do that. So I can appreciate the fact that Robyn gave her that advice, okay? Because Ashley is so blinded by Michael being her scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? Her rescuer, her person that's keeping her out of poverty and all this other stuff, that she can't really see what's really going on right in front of her. I guess she doesn't want another old white man to disappoint her that bad, just like her daddy did at the front door. So I think Ashley may still be dealing with some stuff on the inside, which is why she probably excuses a lot of BS that Michael does. But this second child though, I'm hoping Ashley wisens up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go out there and get somebody else. You ain't got to stick with Michael. Michael don't want to act right. Somebody out there will just probably give you more, what Michael give you and then some. You know, you ain't got to continue to deal with that BS. But if that's what you want to do, then who the hell are we? Okay, good luck. So Gizelle asked Karen about Ray. And this is what you get, though, Gizelle. You right here ask everybody about their man and how their relationship is going. They asked her about Jamal. Okay, and she's like, well, you know, Jamal is good. And then Karen says, well, girl, you know, I'm a little worried because you never really see him here supporting you wholly. And then Gizelle is like, well, you don't need to see him, you know, but, you know, he lives in a whole nother state, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Like, you don't need to see him. You're not fucking him. Like, that's not your man. You're not having sex with him. You don't need to see him. And da-da-da-da. And Karen's like, girl, listen, all I'm trying to tell you, though, girl, I'm trying to tell you, if that's your man, okay, if that's your man, then, girl, he should be around. We should be able to see him. We should be able to this or that. Like, girl, come on, you out here asking about everybody else's relationship, but we can't ask about yours. Granted, now this is where for me it was a bit different. So Karen, you did ask Gizelle about her man. Gizelle was telling you about her man. You asked her about him not supporting her. Gizelle said he does support me. He supports everything I do. Karen says, well, we don't see him. See, this is the thing. Just because you don't see that man does not mean that man ain't supporting her. Okay? And Karen, you got a whole man in your motherfucking house that don't even want to be bothered with you and just had a counseling session saying that he don't even know if he in love with you, girl. Okay, so you got your own issues that you can deal with. Now, granted, I understand why you wanted to get at Gizelle's neck, because she was sitting up there crying and asking all these questions about y'all relationship, but then she wants to be guarded. But I say this, I don't blame Gizelle in a sense for being guarded when it comes to Jamal. Look at what Jamal's history is. based on his history that happened all these years ago and however long, people continue to throw it up in his face. Outside of that, let's go back to Sherman. When she was trying to be open and bring somebody on the show and this, that, and the other, what happened? Okay? Y'all and whoever else went and found a man, wife and brought her on the show and did this and did that. So of course I would be reserved if I don't feel safe in the friendship space to even share my person with you. So I don't think nothing's wrong with Gizelle not wanting to share her man. But I do think if that's going to be your stance, maybe you shouldn't pry so much into what other people got going on. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I think. Like, you ain't got to pry so much into what they got going on, but you also ain't got to bring your man around, because I feel like y'all friends need to stop acting like y'all have so much access. Like, stop wanting so much access to what's going on in somebody else's life. And that goes for you too, Gizelle. You know, but I understand y'all on a reality show. Y'all got to open up and y'all got to talk and all this other stuff. But I don't think there's anything wrong with her not bringing Jamal around y'all. In addition, based on their history, based on them being married, at this point last year, they probably were only talking for a few months. They probably hadn't even been together for a whole year. So she's still trying to assess the relationship to see where it's gonna go before she even brings him around. So if she does not feel comfortable 100% yet in her own relationship, what's wrong with that? I would have told her straight, bitch, I don't owe you nothing. And I think Gizelle was right for telling, like, you don't have to see him. You're not messing with him. Girl, what are you talking about? You ain't been bringing, matter of fact, Ray ain't even been wanting to come around you. Ray ain't even tried to kiss you when you was leaving to go on a trip hours away, honey. Okay, girl? And we ain't even say nothing. So I'm just letting you know, girl, don't be trying to come over here and say anything to me. And I don't blame Gizelle about that. But Robyn spoke up, and Robyn was just like, well, girl, listen, like, if he's special to you, like, you don't think that you would want to tell your friends? And Gizelle did not know what to say because she was taken back, because she was like, damn, Robyn, you my girl, and you gonna come and be like this in front of all of them? Girl, you need to have my back. So afterwards, they go into a room. Robyn comes to Gizelle's room. They're talking, and Gizelle's like, girl, you know, like, he does support me. He did say that. She's talking about Jamal, but then she also tells Robyn, like, girl, you need to have my back. If you're going to step on me, girl, just don't do it in front of all them other people. Okay? And so Robyn's like, but if he's special to you, when you want him to come around, like, I bring Juan around. Robyn, in the beginning, Juan didn't want to have shit to do with this stuff. Robyn, he didn't even want to be around this mess, okay? So eventually, you know what I'm saying, Juan came around to wanting to be interested. So why that can't be the same case with Gizelle? Okay, that's just my opinion about that. And I feel like I relate so much to where Gizelle's coming from, because I too have been in that situation. Hence the reason I'm not, you know, cool with a friend right now. You know what I'm saying? Or ever. You know, not that I've never been like, oh, what's going on in your relationship? That person would willingly tell me and I'll give them honest advice. But outside of that, if I'm in a relationship and it may be somewhat new or whatever, you're not entitled to that. You know what I'm saying? When I feel comfortable to share that with you, I'm going to share that with you. But don't try and pry your, like, that's not how that works. I disagree with that. But y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments below. You know, like I said, I understand why Karen came at Gizelle, because Gizelle does what I don't do, which is, how is this going with you? And da-da-da-da, blah, 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 and, you know, picking at others' relationship. But then, you know, when it's your turn, you don't like it, you know? So, girl, I know I ain't gonna share that much with you, so I ain't even gonna be sitting up here asking you too much about what's going on with yours. Let's be very clear about that. At least I know he exists. As long as you good, or we good, we see each other. Okay, so, all right. Ashley gets back to the room. She tried to FaceTime Michael. Michael did not answer. She called Michael. Michael did not answer. Okay, she called Eve. Eve said, girl, you need to come on, honey, because Dean is tired. I'm tired. Girl, this baby fussy. Girl, I got to go. Like, wait. He needs to come out here, girl. Next thing you know, she called Michael again. I don't think Michael answered the phone. I think she probably called him like 3 times. He didn't answer, but he picked up the phone. They talked. Michael was like, I don't have time for this. I ain't trying to deal with this. Girl, I was on my way home, honey. First he said he was on his way home. Then he said he had a meeting. Then he'll be on his way home. And then he was like, he ain't got time to deal with this. And he said, I can't do this. And she was like, what you mean you can't do this? He was like, I can't be molested. Like, I said, oh, you can't be what? All this molesting you been doing around this set. You been doing all this molesting around this set, sir. And do you want to try and come around and sell us what you can't get? Oh, no, but we not going to do it like that. Okay? And then he did the infamous click in her face. Hung up on her. I said, no, you didn't. Fly me home right now. Fly me home right now. We finna leave Portugal right now, because he got me. Fly me home right now. Okay, Ashley was sitting up there. She started crying. She was emotional. She was sad. She really started to miss baby Dean. And it seems as though Michael was fulfilling exactly what she thought he was going to do, like one of her fears, like not being there, not supporting her, not, you know, just being in place. And I feel like she gets so much love and kisses, like what she said from Baby Dean, because like Michael don't help her with that baby. If Michael truly helped her with that child, it wouldn't be a question about knowing he's gonna show up when he say he's gonna show up. That's Ashley baby. That ain't Michael baby. But I mean, I guess he went home, you know, after Michael finished doing what he was doing, okay? He ended up calling Ashley because they did a flashback or whatever at a later time in the show where they actually talked it out, whatever. Yeah, when he finished doing what he was doing, okay, and he was on the way home to get that baby. But girl, that's your relationship. Good luck. Next day, Ashley outside meditating, get her mind together. You got Candiace over there like, I'm finna go and write these post-its. She must have brought her post-its and her pen with her so she can go and put them on the mirrors and get her affirmations in order so she can get herself together. So Karen goes to Ashley's room. They start speaking on Gizelle. Karen pretty much just tells Ashley, like, girl, I'm just tired of her, girl. I'm tired of her coming in. You know, based on our history of our friendship, right? It's like she always got an opinion about other people's relationship, but she never wants to share anything about hers. I do feel like that part is unfair. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I ain't gonna have no opinion. Now, if you come to me about it, I'm gonna give you my opinion. But I'm not gonna be all in your business trying to give you my opinion. None of that, because I already know I'm reserved when it comes to my relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel Karen on that. Like, if I'm sharing so much of this or that, I would want you to share it with me too. But then I also feel like that goes hand in hand with, you gotta stop expecting you from other people. If that's not how she moved, that's just not how she moved. Now, based on how she is, you can make a determination of how you want to move with her. You know what I'm saying? But then I also think there's nothing wrong with telling your friend, like, hey, this is how I'm feeling when you do blah, 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 and give her the opportunity to correct it, or him to correct it. And if they don't want to, do you still want to be friends with them and understand how they move? You know what I'm saying? That's on y'all. But, you know, it's a really complicated situation. But, you know, good luck for her. So they start speaking on Michael, and then Ashley saying that, you know, Michael did this or that or whatever. He called me back and he apologized, you know, and we figured everything out. And Karen is a bit concerned for Ashley because she's like, girl, Michael not answering. I feel like it's something bigger. Michael not answering the phone should not be enough for you to be tripping off of him and crying and doing all this extra stuff, you know. So she feels like it's something deeper. Like, yeah, she ain't got no trust in that old man. Okay, she ain't got no trust in him at all, and he does not make her feel safe in a relationship. So that's my opinion. Y'all leave y'all's below. The ladies go into town. They hop on this little machine. They ride around. Long story short, during the midst of that, Wendy said she done with Karen. Okay, when it comes down to her discussing her degrees, I'm telling you, Wendy worked hard for them degrees. She don't want nobody talking about them. So she just done with Karen. She feels the way about Karen. I don't really blame her. I think it's more than just her speaking on the degrees. I think it's just her issue in general. When they're on the same board, they're aware of each other, they're familiar with each other. But as soon as I come on here, you're dissing me and talking about you don't know me like that. So I think their issues are bigger than Karen talking about her degrees. I think Wendy has had enough of Karen from a while back. So Wendy, once they get to lunch, Wendy brings up the degrees again, and she lets her know, like, girl, like, I just want you to, you know, I'm going to speak on my degrees again. I just want to let you know that I went through a lot to get those degrees. I was in school, I think she said, like 6 years just to get it. When I wrote my 170-page dissertation or whatever, girl, I had a lot going on. My dad died during that time. I had a child during that time. Like, I went through a lot. It was hard to push through and get that stuff completed, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, like, I did this. I deserve my credit. You know what I'm saying? You want to, you say you want to honor, uplift black women. Well, let me be that one black woman that you honor and uplift. You steady going around here saying that you don't know me and this and that. Then you want to question my degrees and question me as a woman. Like, that ain't it, sis. Okay? And I'm gonna check you every chance that I get because I earned them degrees, and you're gonna put some respect on me, and that's on P. All right, so that was the moment where Karen and Wendy, they okay, because Karen apologized, Wendy received it, and it was good. So Candiace then asked Gizelle about Jamal. You know, Karen said some things the other night, you know, and it really hit home. You know, she wanted to talk more about the situation of Jamal and her not bringing him around. Karen says that she was trying to make it seem like Karen was like, well, you know, my whole basis of bringing it up, Gizelle, was that I want you to know that we support you in this. And Gizelle said, girl, get the hell on. Don't come over here with that. Because you know, motherfucking well, you was not trying to support me in anything. And I was like, you right. She wasn't. She definitely was throwing that up in your face. She definitely was getting back at you for all that you did. Okay, to everybody else, girl. She was getting back at you. It had nothing to do with support, honey. Okay. Gizelle says that she's not trying to hide him at all. And so her and Karen going back and forth. And Karen's like, girl, I'm just trying to see, has anybody at the table seen Jamal? Have you seen Jamal? Like, I ain't seen Jamal. Who has seen Jamal? Anybody? So Karen, of course, said like, girl, you got opinions for everybody, but you ain't got no opinion about yours. Like, make it make sense, honey. And Gizelle lets her know, but girl, you was always the one that was guarded. And then now you want to try and open up, and then you want to try and flip the switch. No, ma'am. Yes, Karen, you were also guarded. But in Karen's defense, we've always known about Uncle Ray. We've always known about him. And like I said, in Gizelle's defense, I feel like the situation with Sherman, you know what I'm saying? Like, that wouldn't make me feel safe to really bring him out there and do this and that, because ain't no telling who y'all finna try and pull out the woodworks and create a story about, you know? But she decided to FaceTime Jamal, and everybody spoke and all this other stuff or whatever, and Candiace was just like, girl, that's a step for me. That's a step for me, for you bringing him on into the circle and all that other good stuff. So they, you know, for the most part, everybody appreciated except for Karen. Karen was like, girl, you don't take this fake on something, well, honey, because I'm not here for it at all. Karen feels like since you want to be a fake friend, we could be a superficial friend, okay? If that's what you want to do, you want to be fake about it, girl, I'm good. That's what we going to do. You ain't got to worry about me ever. I'm going to keep it on the surface. Bye, booty, booty, boo. And that's just what that was. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about that overall situation with Gizelle and Karen, and Gizelle not bringing Jamal around, and her not wanting to share more about what's going on in their relationships. I definitely feel like Gizelle is guarded, and she don't want to say too much or say a lot because it could potentially be used against her at a later time. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that as a person, but based on how Gizelle has shown up in these friendships, I feel like everybody gets their turn, so it makes sense why they want you to share, because if we do throw it up in your face, it ain't gonna be nothing but get back. But y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments below about how you felt about the latest episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. How did you feel about this review? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell. I'm Jamie, that's me, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.